when the pass maybe would have been on to give it to another guy, and they failed to take those opportunities.
They're back. Let's go back to the commentary box. Michael Duignan and Ger Canning.
Second half just underway. No changes made by either management teams. And straight away it's Kilkenny trying to win possession there in the middle of the park, and Shane McGrath got 3 points in that opening half. Michael Fennelly in the end coming out with it towards TJ Reid, and again a whole cluster of players together before Owen Larkin finally frees himself. Got one score, didn't see a great deal of him during the opening 35 minutes. Jackie Tyrrell out as far as Richie Power, and Power sends it in long and sends it in wide, and it is a second wide for Kilkenny. Correction, it's a third now at this stage, 2 in the first half. So stays 2 between them, as you were in the drawn match 2 weeks ago. Started the second half of that as well. Tuck out by Darren Gleeson. Lights are on here. Killian Buckley taking that one down, loses his stick into the middle towards Michael Fennelly, operating in midfield. Jackie Tyrrell patched up. Had an injury in that first half. Back down again it comes. Down towards Richie Power. Onto it is Larkin. Larkin laying it off here. Walls Colin Fennelly. Well done by the goalkeeper Darren Gleeson. Certain goal averted. And it comes out as far as Kieran Bergen. First goal chance of the second half, falling to Kilkenny. Goalkeeper did really well. Batted back out by Kieran Joyce. Should be in for a really good second half. Down went Richie Power that time. Free the result.
You know, that's a crucial save there. Watch Owen Larkin here, he goes on to it. Thought he was going to give the pass there, and Darren Gleeson very brave. He actually kept his eye on the ball. He blocked it with the hurl. Fantastic save there, and
it's a remarkable save, isn't it?
Brilliant save, and Darren Gleeson has been very good for Tipperary since the start of the game.
Colin Fennelly still without a score. Well, Richie Power also without a score, and he's had a couple of frees. This one is just inside his own 65-metre line. So looking for one here at the start of the second half to make up for the goal they might have got a moment ago and didn't, but Richie Power does put this one safely over, playing his 40th championship match this afternoon, and so it's 1-7 to 9 points. Just have a look at this again. Out went the stick there of Darren Gleeson. Wonderful timing, great bravery as well. 1 point the margin.
Yeah, and Richie Power at right half forward and TJ Reid at left half forward, now bringing a bit of pace and size to the half forward line and trying to win more possession there, where they lost a lot of 50-50 balls in the first half.
Paul Murphy back down again, in there towards John Power. Couldn't quite take it initially, but Colin Fennelly does. Fennelly advancing, and the referee saw a little drag back, so it's got to be a free in, and this can level up the match with 2 scores at the beginning of this second half for Kilkenny, and this free is going to be from 20 metres out. That's Colin Fennelly now running in there. Well, he's got involved right at the very beginning of the second half. He's been very central to things in the opening 3 minutes.
He has, Jerry. He's in at full forward with Owen Larkin going into the corner and John Power in the right corner, and you know, we all know what Fennelly can do if he gets running with the ball. He's very dangerous. This should be a handy one for TJ.
3 points in the first half for TJ Reid, so just outside the 20-metre line. He pops it straight over. So the teams are level.
And Jerry, you know, it's a big thing of the tip forwards, the way they can interchange, but look at the Kilkenny team, like Richie Power and TJ Reid starting the full forward line. They're out in the half forward line now, and if anything, the forward line looks to have better balance now the way it's positioned at the moment.
Teams level for the third time as that puck out goes short there towards Paddy Marr. Doesn't want to lose it in a dangerous situation like that. Brendan Marr comes after it. Michael Fennelly dispossesses him, tries to roll it up onto the stick. Crowd getting more vocal, getting right behind these two teams. Paddy Marr again losing it back this time into TJ Reid. Onto it comes Colin Fennelly, and Fennelly in the end knocks it over and puts Kilkenny in front. So it's 11 points to 1-7. Colin Fennelly's first score.
Yeah, a huge start to the second half by Kilkenny. They're winning all the 50-50 balls. They're using their physical strength. You saw a couple of big hits going in there, and Tipperary need a score now to settle it.
3 possessions for Colin Fennelly and a point at the end of all of that. All the hands and hurleys going up for that one. Jackie Tyrrell, the number 4, waiting for Michael Fennelly to come back and assist the defence. JJ Delaney prodding it out, one-handed out as far as TJ Reid. Plenty of movement, just 2 in the inside forward line. It's John Power and Colin Fennelly at this stage. This one comes back out to Brendan Marr, and Brendan Marr unable to keep the ball in play. So a line ball to Kilkenny. Kilkenny have made the better start, and Eamon O'Shea may have to do some readjusting of his forces just to counter that. Jackie Turrell's got to take this. Great big, indefatigable James Stephens man. This is his 10th final match. Great record. Good distance in that. Flies through the air inside towards Owen Larkin. Knocked away by Shane McGrath for Tipperary. Off the stick of Michael Fennelly, reaching up for it, Garrow and Ryan. Tears away past Conor Fogarty. And again it drops away to the left-hand side, and this one has gone wide, and it's Tipperary's first wide of the second half. They're fourth in all.
Yeah, he'd be disappointed with that. Kieran Bergen had made a run up the wing. All he could do was throw a little hand pass out to him, and it really wasn't the right option, and he put it wide under pressure.
Murphy's puck out. Down there towards Richie Power, but gathered in brilliantly by Kieran Bergen. He's having a smashing match. James Woodlock away into the inside forwards, knocked back out again by Kieran Joyce, who really has settled down after a nervous opening 10 minutes. In as far as Colin Fennelly. Fennelly's the star of the second half so far, and he's got 2 points. Might have had a goal earlier on, but he'll be happy enough with that. And Kilkenny have shot into a 2-point lead.
That's a high quality piece of play. Great catch by Kieran Bergen first of all, and then lovely block down by Kieran Joyce. Killian Buckley delivered a lovely ball into space, and you know, that's Kilkenny in the first half. It was all big high balls. Now they're playing the ball into space more, and they're reaping the rewards. It's
a great move as well, Michael, I think, of Colin Fennelly in on top of James Barry, who was pretty inexperienced at this level. From that puck out, James Woodlock unable to get to it. Kieran Joyce puts the head down, takes the shoulder, slips the little hand pass outside to Richie Power. Power takes off past Paddy Stapleton in on the 13-metre line. Dangerous ball across here, and it's James Barry who collects that one. Did well. He'd be very happy with that intervention. Out as far as James Woodlock, helped out as far as Shane McGrath. And McGrath drives it down into the inside forward line, in there towards Lark Corbett and Seamus Galden, neither able to collect it.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on the ball again there by Kilkenny. I thought Richie Power maybe could have taken a point there. They're trying to work that goal all the time. I suppose it's in the DNA of Richie Power. He saw the half chance, but really there was a chance to tap it over the bar. The way they're playing now, they're well on top. They need to be taking their scores.
This is good play here by Richie Power onto the 13-metre line, almost in the clear. I was watching Paulie Marr there from that puck out, trying to adjust his positioning, but in behind him came Richie Power, ready to take off, and then fouled by James Barry, and correctly gets a yellow card for that. Yeah. 12 points to 1-7. That's going to change in a moment.
TJ could go for a goal here.
Well, it's 20 metres out and a little bit more than that.
He changed the mind now. He's going to tap it over.
Well, why not? That would put 3 between them, and see Kilkenny doing all the scoring at the start of this second half. His 5th point at free.
And we've seen this so often. Kilkenny can just come out at the start of the second half and up it. You know, at half time people thinking Tip are well on top, and now Kilkenny have taken over, so now Tip have to respond.
Well, there were 2 up Tip at half time, now 3 behind, and they've got nothing so far, Tipperary, in the 8 minutes of the second half. Maybe here, maybe Patrick Bonner-Marr. 3 are after him. Sticks got in. It was Kieran Joyce who got a little prod to that one. Back towards Michael Fennelly it comes. Tip trying to maintain that pressure. Seamus Cowan dispossessed. Comes on as far as JJ Delaney. Big one all the way down there towards John Power. This time Paddy Stapleton is marker. Gets there first and passes it away. Slips into the inside forward line, and there's nobody there collecting it. And the goalkeeper Owen Murphy sprints off his line. Plays outfield for WIT. Big huge one, back down again it comes. Paddy Stapleton comes across, doesn't get it. Brendan Marr does. Back on his own 20-metre line. Into midfield towards Noel McGrath. McGrath there against Pádraig Welch, and the referee indicts Welch. Free to Tipperary, and they need to put a bit of pressure on that Kilkenny defence.
Yeah, and a bit glad of this chance. That was a soft free for Tommy Walsh to give away. There was no pressure. Paddy Stapleton did very well. A great catch first of all, and then he was out in front of John Power again. And I'm wondering, will we see Henry Shefton, a bit earlier, a good bit earlier today? I think, he could add a lot to that forward line, the way they're moving at the moment.
John O'Dwyer on his own 65-metre line. And no need for Hawkeye this time. Well wide of the target. Stays at 13 points to 1-7. Now 9.5 minutes of the second half gone, and Tip yet to add to their 1-7 that they had at half time. And now they've got 6 wides, and it's getting worrying. Puck out. 12 minutes in all since Tipperary scored, but Kilkenny and Conor Fogarty are lording it, and the goalkeeper stepped back. Darren Gleeson caught that one well. Back out here towards Cathal Barrett, and Barrett fouled as he was getting it away there by Owen Larkin. And Barrett has certainly been been a superb, arguably the best championship newcomer this season.
Yeah, he's been outstanding and did very well again there. Conor Fogarty again with a half chance, maybe the wrong man on the ball. He's playing very, very well, but finishing is not one of his strengths. And Kilkenny, you know, they're having their purple patch now. Tip will have theirs, and they're going to get back into this.
Shane McGrath hoping to lead the way inside towards Bonnermar. Lost his way, however. Just a little stick initially of Kieran Joyce, helped out by Conor Fogarty. He's never too far away from Joyce. He's back there, Fogarty, helping out in that half-back position. Breaking out of half-back is Killian Buckley, and Buckley has played half-forward, drops this one away to the left-hand side, and it's a missed opportunity.
It is indeed, and there was no pressure on him. He could have kept going for another 20 or 30 yards. Nice play by Richie Power, linked up well with him, and Killian's going to be very disappointed with that wide.
Kilkenny's still ahead by 3 points. They were ahead by 4 heading into the last 4 minutes of the drawn match, and we know what happened then. Noel McGrath, and Noel McGrath fires it over the bar, his second point, but more significantly, it's Tipperary's first score of the second half. It's taken 11 minutes to produce that. They've gone 13 without a score.
Yeah, and that's going to help us settle them down now. As I say, games can flow like that. Kilkenny have had a great start to the second half, but you'll find Tip will get back into it now. They're going to get a few chances of their own now. It's all about taking your chances.
Owen Murphy pucking it out, trying to land it down there on Richie Power. 3 Tipperary players around him, inevitably. Kieran Bergen is one of them. Out as far as Garroyd Ryan. Up to centre half forward where Seamus Calnan has moved. Noel McGrath dragged back there by Paul Murphy. Free in, and a chance to narrow the gap to 1. Where it was 3 a little while ago.
Yeah, Noel McGrath's been quiet in the first half, but he's really come into the game now. Very important last score, and he won that free again, and great leadership. Thought Jeja had that there, but watch there, Paul Murphy, little pull back, and Noel made sure he went down to let the ref know.
Well, the referee's done his job well, and the Kilkenny management team there, Brian Cody and Michael Dempsey we know, but of course Derek Ling and James McGarry have joined them this year as well. Very experienced people. Seamus Calnan, a goal and 2 so far. This to try and level up the match. Or rather, to put 1 between them, I should say. Getting ahead of myself. Calnan putting it over. He's got a goal and 3. So 1 point the margin. They're happy. 13 points to 1-9. And I think Tipperary are thinking of a change. And I think Mickey Cahill will be coming in presently. Again, lots of Tipperary players back there to win, to take, and Cahill Barrett, the 21-year-old, in trouble. TJ Reid causing a problem for him, and Reid, crafty player that he is, eventually ball went out over the sideline here. Cahill Barrett isn't really arguing too much, and there's Mickey Cahill there, poised to come in just a moment. TJ Reid's going to take this. I want to say just a moment, we can't exactly read Eamon O'Shea's mind in that respect, but he has been preparing anyway, Mickey Cahill. That's a good ball inside here, and here comes Pádraig Welch, and that's mishit. Prodded away by Kieran Bergen again. Welch has a second attempt at it. Inside. Goes loose. Pádraig Marr goes low to collect that one. Gets away from Owen Larkin. Next it's Colin Fennelly. Still it's Pádraig Marr. Loses it. Helped out by Brendan Marr. 1 point between these teams. Kilkenny still ahead at this stage. 13, nearly 14 minutes gone in the second half. Paddy Stapleton back as far as Garroyd Ryan. And Ryan from inside his own half. Way downfield towards Noel McGrath. Waiting for the loose ball here is Patrick Bonner-Marr. Slips. And then slips the little hand pass inside here to Noel McGrath. Back out as far as Seamus Calnan, and Calnan blocked down. Has a go again, another block down. Brilliantly done once again. Jackie Tyrrell in the thick of all of that. Likewise JJ Delaney and John O'Dwyer for Tipperary. Who's got to come up with it? It's Jackie. All the way down.
Ger, whoever scores out of this passage of play is going to be huge for the game.
John Parr maybe, and John Parr has scored. The 22-year-old UCD student from Carrickshaw. His second point of the championship.
If you want to see what championship hurling is all about, you saw it in that passage of play. Fantastic effort by both sides. Brilliant hooking and blocking. unbelievable there, full length there by Jackie Terrell, and it ended up with John Power making a great score. Here's Conor Fogarty again, who's been involved in an awful lot of good defensive play today, but that's a savage passage of play from both sides, and finished off with a great score by John Power.
It means that Kilkenny are ahead by 2 points. Quarter of an hour gone in the second half. Killian Buckley reached off, couldn't hold on to it. McGrath tries to get to it, does so. Has a quick look up and then changes direction to John O'Dwyer. And Bubbles has a shot, and this one is in. Just inside the left-hand upright. Point in each half for him.
And that's fantastic vision by Noel McGrath, and brilliant skill, watching the ball inside. Brilliant pick-up by John O'Dwyer. And with 5 or 6 Kilkenny players around him, he managed to put it over the bar for a great score. And the game, the second half has really picked up now. Fantastic contest.
Well, as we thought it would. From that puck out, Kilkenny tried to make inroads. Michael Fennelly running into a brick wall. Back out it comes towards Richie Hogan. Low ball inside this time. Cleverly in, and they work it away towards Richie Power. Slipping it across to his brother. Stopped out.
Oh, a block by James Barry, I think, at full back, came across. The ball struck him, I think.
Well, we'll see it again in just a moment.
Struck him in the face. It was a brilliant goal chance, and he was so brave. I think he dived in front of the ball. If you watch it again.
Yeah, it is James Barry.
Just watch it here. Richie Power over to John. James Barry.
Yeah, real courage.
Actually, see what happened there. The ball just struck him straight into the face guard, and John Power would be very disappointed. The place for that was down into the right corner, and he was going back across the goalie.
They can't believe
really,
it.
That was a brilliant goal chance.
They can't believe it. Well, the Brains Trust still having a word or two, but that might well have ended up in the back of the Tipperary net. Attention has been given still to James Barry. Some of the Tipperary players were asking me to mention Jimmy Hines and Philip Murphy, who hoped to be here today, but they went off and got married instead, so well done to you. James Barry's okay. Referee's got to throw it in. Thrilling second half. Anything could happen in this final. And once again it is Tipperary and Paddy Maher trying to get it out, but the work of the forwards is commendable all the way through this match so far. Garroyd Ryan, nobody giving anything away. One back by Richie Power. TJ Reid then has a go, and this one is swept away to the right-hand side.
Jerry, you mentioned the work rate. I think Kilkenny forwards in the first half. Colin Fennelly's not happy there. He's after throwing his helmet down. He's saying he was fouled in the earlier passage of play.
Well, James Barry here.
His helmet is damaged as well, I'd imagine. So we're going to have a break here while both players, obviously they can't continue without both players having their face guards and helmets on.
A 1-point game at this stage, Michael. 14 points to 110, 14-13. And we are into the last quarter of this game. It is anybody's.
Well, it is, and Tip had a couple of goal chances in the first half. Kilkenny had them in the second. They've been very dominant. Dale Ferry feel it should be more than a point up the way they've played, and you know, credit to Tipperary, they got stuck, they stayed stuck in there.
Henry's ready to come on. This is what the fans have waited for. The 35-year-old coming on for his 71st championship match. His 15th All-Ireland final game. A player who's got 2 goals and 50 points in the past against Tip in the championship. He'll be on in a moment, but first it's Paul Murphy. Racing after him is Seamus Calnan. Murphy hooked. Out came Cathal Barrett again. Great courage and bravery. Breaks as far as Owen Larkin, sweeping it over his left shoulder. Dangerously in and up and over the bar. Great score by Larkin. Point in each half for him.
Well, that's an incredible score. If you look where he went from, he's playing left corner forward. He's over here on the right-hand side. Look at the spin on that. He turned it back outside. A beautiful ball straight over the black spot. And Paul Murphy with a fantastic catch from the puck out before that and sold it up the field. And Cathal Barrett came across him with another brilliant block.
So 2 points between them yet again. Great score by Larkin. From the puck out. Can the Tip forwards now retain the possession up there? Lark Corbett made the goal, but he needs to get more involved in the second half. It's Michael Fennelly who's working his socks off back there, helping out. Paul Murphy, another good clearance all the way down to that inside forward line. Colin Fennelly now wearing a black and amber helmet, change of helmet for him. So puck out once again. Anybody's final. Just don't know whether it's going to be Tip or Kilkenny will be celebrating tomorrow night, whether they'll be singing the Rosamund Coin or Sliabh the Mon at the end of 70 minutes. There could be extra time. Darren Gleeson. Away to left corner forward towards Larkhor, but winning it is Conor Fogarty. He's been immense all the way back into the forwards again, inside towards TJ Reid, looking for a favourable bounce, doesn't get it however, and again it's knocked away out of danger down towards Noel McGrath. Really good play by James Barry, who's now wearing a yellow helmet back there.
Yeah, that was a very important interception there by James Barry. I think Michael Cahill got in there for Shane McGrath. Michael Fennelly has had a huge influence. Shane McGrath had a massive first half with 3 points, but Fennelly has dominated the second half.
Yeah, he got 3 points in that first half, huge contribution, but now Mickey Cahill comes in. Let's see whether he can give this Tipperary team the lift they may need at this stage. Need to get the next score, you would feel. Paddy Marr. 15 minutes to go. Big, huge one down towards Larkhor, but waiting for it to come in. Bonner went down. Owen Murphy.
Huge call, it's a penalty.
A penalty. A penalty awarded by referee Brian Gavin. And we remember what happened in the drawn match and the 2 penalties that were given to Tipperary that afternoon. They're still arguing it. Did he lose his way here? He fell down.
Yeah,
Was
he
it
fell
the
down.
triangle?
They were both, if you look at their eyes on the ball here, watch Kieran Joyce coming back. He goes to pick the ball there, and Bonner just falls over himself. And I don't think that's a penalty.
Very harsh, isn't it?
That's a harsh decision. And booked. I think, did he book him as well or take him? He didn't book him, but he'd certainly take them. And
well, this is the chance that Seamus Calnan and Tipperary have been waiting for. This can put 5 points. This can put, what is it? 2 behind, a point ahead.
You know, I don't think it'd be a free. And
what would you do here? Go for a goal? A point?
he looks like he's going to tap it over the bar just on his body position, but.
Well, I think he has learned a certain lesson from the last day that it is so difficult nowadays to convert penalties and get goals out of them.
Yeah, I think so, Gerard, but I also think that was I think that's a decision they made before the game. You know, he never thought about going for it. And Richie Hogan being taken out, this is a big call. I would have nearly tried him in the full forward line, and
that is a huge call, isn't it?
it's a huge call.
Potential hurler of the year.
Well, he could
Richie Hogan
score 2
taken
or 3
off.
points in the last couple of minutes.
That is a big, big call by Brian Cody, with Kilkenny.
You know,
still
if
1
you remember
point
the
in
last
front.
day, Gerard, he scored 3 or 4 points in the space of a few minutes, and he's not having a great game today, but it's still a big call to take him out.
But he didn't have a great first half last time here 3 weeks ago, but he had a huge second half. Very influential, but Brian Cody has done it all in the past, looking to win his 10th All-Ireland with this Kilkenny team here this afternoon. What an achievement that would be. Mickey Cahill back. Kilkenny are still ahead by a point, 15-14. Well hooked, great play by TJ Reid. But it's not just all about the fancy stuff among the forwards, getting the scores and all of that. It's about the hard grind that they put in as well, to put the pressure on the backs.
And look where Henry has gone inside. He's looking for TJ to take a quick one, but he's actually gone in at centre half forward. Amazingly, you know, at 35, I keep saying this, you know, you can imagine maybe corner forward or full forward where there's not as much running, but to bring him right into the middle of it to try to win an All-Ireland's huge call.
And Cahill Barrett is on him, as happened in the league final down in Thurles. That's a good catch. Richie Power finishes. Another one for Richie Power. 3 goals in this All-Ireland final series. 2 the last day, 1 here, and it comes in the 59th minute.
That's a brilliant goal. Just look at his body position there. Absolutely brilliant in the air, and look when he got the chance, low on into the corner, but look at his body position. He held himself in the air, went up early, didn't panic then when he got the chance, took one look and put it away. A fantastic goal. And while Kieran Bergen has been outstanding at wing back for Tipperary, Richie Power has looked so dangerous every time he's got on the ball. He created that chance for John earlier, and that's a fantastic goal. And will that be the difference now?
Well, we've known for a long time that Richie Power was one of Kilkenny's main attacking weapons, and he's proved it again. Conor Fogarty here now, hand passed outside. Onto it comes Henry Shefflin, wanting to make a big contribution in this final. His team ahead by 4, forced out over the far sideline, and that's going to be a line ball to Tipperary. Well, they didn't go for a goal with the penalty. That was one controversial moment, I think, anyway. Indeed, whether it was a legitimate penalty in the first place will be debated. And then taking off Richie Hogan, that's another big talking point. But at the moment, it's Kilkenny who have the advantage, and Kieran Joyce has the ball. and that's
There's
going
a
to be
very high
free.
tackle. Gerard Ryan's going to be booked, I'd imagine there. But I'd agree with you, I think you're 2 points down in the Hurling final with 12 or 13 minutes to go. You get a penalty. You have to go for a goal. It doesn't matter what happened the last day. Tipping the ball over the bar, it doesn't win you All-Irelands, and you know that was a huge decision. It's obviously something to decide it before the game, but you have to take it on the day. And here's Gerard Ryan, just
That
went
is
very high.
That
there.
is very high. Lucky to get away with a yellow.
He's very lucky to get a yellow. Just
Richard Power's going to take this free inside his own 65-metre line. Look how close to the far stand he is. It's a massive free, but it is miss. Oh, they're not. He's waved it wide. For a second there, I thought the umpire was looking for a
couple of those very long ones. You know, they're really marginal chances. You'd want to be putting them in around the square, really.
So it stays at a 4-point game. Into the home straight now with under 10 minutes to go. Pádraig Walsh down there beautifully in front of Colin Fennelly. Taking it James Barry. Jackie Tyrrell beaten in the air. Supported, however, by Michael Fennelly. What a great deal of work he's put in this afternoon. Pádraig Walsh likewise. Down to TJ Reid, can't take it. Instead, it's Brendan Maher, hoping to be the winning captain at the end of 70 minutes. 2 men after him, well aware that he could be hooked here, and he has done very well to get a free out of that, as he didn't look to be going anywhere very quickly.
I don't know, I think that's a very soft free again. Not sure Henry Shefflin's chest. Maybe he's just tipping him across the arm there, yeah. A good call, and TJ with a little chop down at the end there as well.
Intelligent play by Brendan Maher to get something out of it. And Seamus Callan's got to take this. A goal and 4 points now for him. Composing himself just outside the 45-metre line. So this to bring it back to a 3-point difference. 1-5. He's just about still happy, isn't he? Oh, now he sees himself. 115 to 112. Still possible.
Absolutely, and Tipperary came back from a worse position the last day. They still have lots of time, and this game is still anybody's game. A goal either way can change it big time.
Owen Murphy straight down through the centre. 2 against 1 there. It bounces off Richie Power all the way in there. John Power, his brother, and Colin Fennelly. Fennelly stepped onto the end line. Back here as far as Owen Larkin. They're working it in. The goalkeeper again, Darren Gleeson, makes a wonderful intervention. But Michael Fennelly again a second save. And in the end, John Power. Another goal for the Power family. 63 minutes. John Power's first ever championship goal. 215 to 112. Is that the significant moment?
Brilliant bit of play there by John Power, and Darren Gleeson did brilliantly well. But Michael Cahill caught in possession, and look at this, bounced up, another brilliant save. But Power is there to finish it off, and I think that could be the significant score now. Going to be very hard for Tip to come back from that.
Yeah, that might well be the circuit breaker in this game. As Patrick Bonamar advances, Cahill inside, they need something, they don't get it because there, Paul Murphy came across, denied Seamus Calden. It's gone out for a 65. Yeah, another opportunity here.
Lovely ball by Michael Cahill. Watch Owen Murphy comes out here very brave. Seamus Callan took a very heavy knock there. Just bounced up, missed in the air originally by James Barry, and then John Power followed in. Simple task to tap it in. 2 brothers now with goals in Ireland final. I don't know if that happened before or when it happened. The Dooleys.
Yeah, probably.
94. I can't remember since then.
Don't remind anybody in Limerick. So another change here. Gearóid Ryan comes off and Conor O'Mahony has come on. One of those unlucky players not to make the starting 15, but he had been injured in recent championship matches. So John O'Dwyer is going to take this. And also coming on is Shane Burke, number 17. And Lar Corbett's got off. And Shane Burke is on to try and poach a goal. Can he do so? First of all, can this one drop over the bar? It does. A third for John Bubbles O'Dwyer. But they have a gap to make up. They're 5 points adrift. And we're running out of time here. Only 5.5 minutes are left.
Yeah, well, do you think Tip will need a goal if they're going to get back into this? It'd be hard to score 5 points to draw it up in 5 minutes, but you know, they scored the last 4 points the last day.
Dropping down here, brilliantly caught once again by Michael Fennelly.